Welcome to Animal Stories for Kids. If you like our stories, please give us a 5-star rating, subscribe to our podcast, and share it with your friends and family. If you're listening on Spotify, you can support the podcast through listener support. Plus, check out exclusive show-related content and join the community at patreon.com/Animal Stories for Kids. And now, it's time for our story. Once upon a time, there was an angelfish named Edgar. Edgar the angelfish was really good at solving mysteries. He loved to find mysteries around the deep blue sea and find out ways to solve them. One day, Edgar the angelfish was with his buddies, the clownfish and the seahorse, enjoying a nice breakfast of algae and plankton and taking little pieces and nibbles of the coral when he noticed chunks of coral on the sea floor. This was strange to him. They were everywhere. "This looks like a mystery," said Edgar the angelfish. "Why would there be chunks of coral all over the place?" He followed the trail on the sea floor, and then the trail spread out. And as Edgar the angelfish looked up from the sea floor, there were chunks of coral everywhere. He just had to find out what this was all about. So Edgar the angelfish kept on searching and searching to see what this mystery was all about. Then, all of a sudden, he heard a noise. He looked up and he saw a group of sea turtles swimming around and doing reckless things, like taking bits out of the corals and spitting them out. Usually, the sea turtles would eat little bits and nibble small pieces of coral for food, but they never spit them out. That would make a mess. But this group of sea turtles were misbehaving and biting chunks off the coral and spitting them out. And all the pieces of coral were falling to the sea floor, making a big mess. Edgar the angelfish was glad that he solved the mystery pretty quickly. And he knew that he should tell his friends about the sea turtles that were misbehaving. But he wanted to see what else these misbehaving sea turtles were going to do next. So Edgar decided to follow the sea turtles to see what they were going to do. So he snuck around the reef as the sea turtles swam around, biting the coral and spitting them out and misbehaving. "I can't believe these sea turtles are doing this," Edgar the angelfish said. Not all sea turtles misbehave like this, so this really caught Edgar the angelfish by surprise, and it made him want to follow them to see if they would stop and go away. "I'm gonna follow these sea turtles and make sure they go away," said Edgar the angelfish. Edgar the angelfish followed the sea turtles away from the coral and through a thick forest of kelp. It was so thick, it blocked the sunlight for a moment, and it became dark for a split second. And when the kelp cleared out, it led Edgar up to dimly lit shallow waters. And Edgar kept following the sea turtles and ended up in a cave. The misbehaving sea turtles were hanging out in the shallow waters by some rocks in this cave, joking about the coral and how they were misbehaving. One of the misbehaving sea turtles said to the others, "Hey guys, let's go find other fishes' homes in the other coral reefs around here and mess up where they live and hang out, yeah?" The sea turtles then all swam away, and the cave was empty. Then Edgar the angelfish had an idea. He began to tinker in his mind about how he can teach the misbehaving sea turtles a lesson of how not to mess up the place where other sea creatures hang out. Then Edgar swam back to the coral reef and told his friends about the hangout cave. His friends were excited to explore the cave, but Edgar told them that they had to be careful. He said that the sea turtles might be hiding in the cave and he didn't want them to get hurt. So Edgar the angelfish led his friends, the clownfish and seahorse, through the dark kelp forest and up the clearing into the shallow waters in the cave. But they were very careful not to make any noise. They crept into the cave, and they saw that the misbehaving sea turtles weren't there. There was nothing in the cave. Edgar the angelfish was relieved, and he told his friends, "Hey, we should all explore the cave." The clownfish said,
Yeah, this looks like a cool place to play hide and seek.
The seahorse said, "Sounds great! And look at all these seashells and shiny rocks in this cave. Maybe we can redecorate and make this place our own little hangout too." Edgar the angelfish said, "Well, the sea turtles who were misbehaving and biting the coral were hanging out here, and that's why I brought you two here to see for yourselves." The clownfish said,
Well, this is a cool cave. And look at us, we're just hanging out here in the shallow waters. And look at all these cool shiny rocks and shells. The sea turtles don't own this place. This is where they hang out.
The seahorse said, "Yeah, if we just decorate and not mess up the whole cave, we can all share this hangout spot. When the sea turtles are here, then we can wait, and when we're here, the sea turtles can wait." Edgar the angelfish then said, "You're right. They were just hanging out here and joking around. They certainly don't live here. I don't see any other sea turtles here. So let's also make this our hangout too, when the sea turtles aren't here. And let's make some cool artwork with these shells and shiny rocks on the floor. It's gonna look so cool. Even the sea turtles will come back and see the cool art we make, and they'll think it's cool too. I'm sure of it." Edgar's friends agreed, and they started making artwork on the bottom of the shallow waters with the shiny rocks and seashells they found. The seahorse made some shapes out of some of the seashells. The clownfish pushed some small shiny rocks around and made a fun design on the floor. And Edgar the angelfish amazingly stacked some shells on each other and made some beautiful looking towers of shells. They all swam back and looked at their artwork from afar, and they all cheered and admired all the cool art they made. They had so much fun that they forgot all about the sea turtles. After a while, the sea turtles came back to the cave. Edgar and his friends swam away just in time and hid behind some rocks where the sea turtles couldn't see them. The sea turtles noticed something different. Something had changed. They looked around and they saw some shiny rocks made into a design on the floor. And as one of the sea turtles were looking around, another crashed into some shells that Edgar the angelfish had stacked up. One of the sea turtles angrily said, "Someone else has been hanging out here. Hey, this is our hangout spot. Who else was here?" Then another sea turtle said, "Well, I'm not sure if it's totally ours, but we do hang out here a lot." Another sea turtle said, "I just ran into some shells that was made here. What in the deep blue sea is going on?" For the misbehaving sea turtles, someone else had found their secret hangout cave. And although for Edgar the angelfish and his friends, it was artwork, to the sea turtles, it was a mess. Then one of the sea turtles said, "I can't believe anyone would mess up a place where we hang out." The other sea turtle said, "Yeah, why would anyone want to just mess up a place where sea turtles just want to have fun and hang out?" The other sea turtle said, "Maybe this is how the angelfish felt when we bit off the coral where they live and hang out." The sea turtles looked at each other, and with regret, they all knew that they were getting what they deserved. The misbehaving sea turtles messed up the coral where other sea creatures were living and hanging out. And now, the sea turtles' hangout cave was all messed up in their eyes. Just as the sea turtles were about to turn around and leave, they saw Edgar the angelfish's fin floating in mid-water above the rock where he was hiding behind. Then they all knew that there were others in the cave with them. One of the sea turtles said, "Hey you all, we see ya. Don't worry, we won't chase ya. We know we messed up your coral, and we're sorry. We bit off the coral and spit them out where you all live. We were just misbehaving and messing up a bunch of coral out there, not knowing how bad it made others feel. But now we know. You all messed up our hangout cave to teach us a lesson, right? Well, lesson learned. We won't ever do that again. Promise. Come on, everyone, let's do our swim of shame and get out of here." Edgar the angelfish then said, "Hey, well, thanks for not chasing us, but we didn't think we were messing up your hangout spot. To be honest, we were just making artwork and making this cave look cool. Is it really messy? We thought it really looked nice." The sea turtle said, "Oh, Oh, yeah, great, yeah. These are great art pieces. I'm so glad you made this place look beautiful. Perfect. Edgar then said, Wait, how did we mess it up though? I'm so sorry. We really didn't mean to mess up your hangout spot. The sea turtle then said, No. Don't worry. Lesson learned. We will never mess up any other coral ever again. Then Edgar and his friends looked at each other confused. They just wanted to make the cave look nice and cool. But doing that seemed to have taught the sea turtles a lesson by accident. Then the sea turtles swam away, and Edgar the angelfish and his friends swam back to their homes around the coral. Edgar was happy to be back at home, and he was glad that the sea turtles learned to not mess up where others live and hang out. He was also happy that he was able to find a cool new cave to hang out with his friends in. And although he thought it was strange how the misbehaving sea turtles learned their lesson because they thought Edgar and his friends' artwork was messy, it was a good win for him and his friends. And Edgar the angelfish went back to nibbling on the coral as he began to end the day in the deep blue sea, enjoying the fact that he just had a great little adventure with his friends. And the angelfish lived happily ever after. The end. The angelfish is a small freshwater fish that originate in South America. These small fish are unusually shaped. Their actual scientific name is Pterophyllum scalari, where the word pterophyllum is from Greek, which means winged leaf, and scalari meaning like a flight of stairs. This is referencing the angelfish's dorsal fin. Angelfish are compressed like a disc on its edge with long fins coming from the top and bottom with feelers in the front and back. The tail is often shaped like a scoop, and it's often long and narrow. Most angelfish can measure from 8 to 12 inches long, and some can weigh up to 2 pounds. Angelfish are one of the most commonly kept fish in aquariums in fresh water. Some could even live up to 15 years. The angelfish is an omnivore, and in the wild, angelfish mostly eat sponges, algae, shrimp, worm, plankton, and small crustaceans. Angelfish often have long-term relationships, and they protect one another from other threats to them and their relationship. There are around 90 different species of angelfish. They come in all different kinds and combinations of colors. You can tell the difference between a male and a female angelfish because male angelfish have a forehead bump or hump, and the females don't. Also, a female angelfish has a smoother, rounder fin underneath the belly, while males have a forked Y-shaped fin. One of the most expensive angelfish ever is the peppermint angelfish, which costs around $30,000. They have an orange body and are oval-shaped and have 5 white stripes, and they can be found in the reefs of the eastern central Pacific Ocean. Have you seen a real-life angelfish before? If you have, where did you see it? If you want to write to us, ask your parent to email us at animalstoriesforkids@gmail.com and tell us what you think of our stories. We would love to hear from you. Thanks for listening to Animal Stories for Kids. If you like our stories, please give us a 5-star rating, subscribe to our podcast, and share it with your friends and family. If you're listening on Spotify, you can support the podcast through listener support. Plus, check out exclusive show-related content and join the community at patreon.com/animalstoriesforkids. Until next time, bye!